Hey guys, it's Chris from Steeda, and today we have Colby. Thank you so much for coming out, man.
Anytime, man.
And his awesome Fusion Sport. Right now, it just has a Steeda cold air intake on there, but we're about to change that. MRT version 2 axle back. This thing sounds awesome. It's much different than their previous axle back, where it was more of a muffler delete. This actually has a muffler right inside the axle back, so that means you're gonna get that nice volume, the power, the weight reduction, but without the drone. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and dive into a product review and then a step-by-step installation showing you how to install this axle back on your Fusion Sport, then some before and after sound clips with a decibel meter, and ultimately Colby's reaction, throwing a GoPro in the car and seeing how it sounds. So let's dive in. Today we're highlighting the MRT version 2 axle back fitting your 2017 to 2019 Fusion Sport. There's no doubt that for Fusion Sport owners out there, the factory exhaust is heavy, bulky, and quiet. If you're looking to get a little bit more noise and a little bit more, well, power from your exhaust system, this MRT version 2 axle back is the way to go. Unlike their other axle back, this one has mufflers, meaning that you won't get as much drone, you get a nice smooth sound. You'll get a little bit more volume, but not too much like the muffler delete axle backs that may be just a little too ear piercing for you. My favorite part about this axle back is that it's 100% made in the USA of T304 stainless steel, so you know it's going to stand the test of time. You have 2.5-inch piping as well as 3-inch dual wall stainless steel tips. MRT includes everything you need for an easy installation, so we'll go ahead and show you a step-by-step process on how to get this installed on the car, and then some sound clips, and ultimately the owner's reaction. So be sure to stay tuned. So first thing you want to do is take your MRT axle back exhaust and hold it up into place. That's where you'll get a good idea of where to cut your factory piping. As you can see, Jamie's holding up into place and using a Sharpie to mark the exhaust appropriately. Once you've marked the factory exhaust, you want to grab a way to hold the factory muffler up into place while you're cutting. The reason for this is not only safety, but that muffler is extremely heavy. So you want to make sure that is properly supported as you're using your Sawzall to cut. Next up, grab your Sawzall and go ahead and saw away. They always say measure twice, cut once, and that's exactly what Jamie did here. So once you've worked through cutting both of the factory exhaust pipes, you're ready to remove the muffler. Once you have that heavy muffler out of the way, you're ready to take your MRT axle back and start mounting it up into place. First thing you're going to want to focus on is that exhaust hanger and the rubber isolator on either side of the vehicle. Slide the MRT axle back onto the factory exhaust piping. Don't forget, you will have to line up the tips on either side of the vehicle, make sure everything looks good. At that point, you're ready to grab your exhaust clamps and put those into place over top of the MRT axle back on your factory piping. Make sure everything looks good. You know, go behind the vehicle, have a buddy look while you're tightening it down. Make sure those tips are nice and square in the exhaust opening on the rear valance. And once you're happy with everything, you're ready to tighten it down. Once everything's tightened up, your installation's complete. All right, Colby's first startup, kind of a big deal. Fusion Sport, is this your first modification?
First one, besides the cold air intake.
Nice, nice. So we'll start this baby up, see what we think here.
Oh man, sounds great. I mean, it's deeper than the stock one for sure.
doesn't drone really at idle for sure. So I guess let's take it for a ride and see what you think. So how long have you had this Fusion Sport?
I've had it now for about 4 months.
All right. 4 months and you're already chopping off exhaust.
That's right. Already? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that sounds nice.
So which cold air intake did you go with?
The Steeda one.
Oh, nice, nice.
Got the Steeda one.
Got a couple more ponies, a little bit more induction noise.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty good.
Sounds great. I mean,
at the end of the day, it's not a race car, right? We're not trying to drastically increase volume. It's not all for horsepower, but you kind of get the best of all worlds here. You got 4 doors. You still want the comfort level you're going to get from a Fusion, but it sounds pretty good.
It does. I mean, it sounds great. Very impressed.
So MRT also has another Fusion offering in terms of exhaust, and that is more or less a muffler delete. So by going this route with the version 2, you get that muffler on there. That kind of mitigates some of that drone that you're going to get on the highway, kind of mellows it out, but again, you also get that nice exhaust tone and a couple more horsepower, and definitely a lot louder than stock with that giant muffler. You're saving some weight too.
A lot of weight, yeah. That thing was way bigger than what I expected. So yeah, it's definitely a big change.
Get on a little bit, see what you think. Honestly, I think it's louder outside the car than it is inside.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it definitely is louder outside. But it's still not too loud. I mean, it's still tolerable, for sure.
And, I mean, you still have the factory resonator in the center, and then I believe 2 other smaller resonators before you meet the catback portion.
Yeah.
So, again, it's not super crazy loud. If you wanted to make it louder, I'm sure you could delete one of those resonators.
Yeah, for sure.
So, what ultimately led you to the Fusion Sport?
So I had the 2.0. Actually, I had 2 2.0s, and they're good cars. I drove them for work back and forth, but at the end of the day, I wanted something that could get up and go. These are really hard to find now.
Right.
Few and far between. I found one, snagged it up. I'm glad I did. For sure.
Awesome. So, what other kind of modifications do you plan to add to this thing?
So we're going to do some turbo upgrades for sure. We're going to do some lowering springs. We're going to put some new wheels on it. A few other things, but I mean, other than that, really, we're going to tune it. I mean, that's probably about it that I'll do to this thing.
And you're up in North Georgia, right?
Yep.
So that means you get those nice windy roads up there.
Nice. Yep. We live right at the foot of a mountain, so sometimes we go up through there wide open. It's pretty fun. It hugs the road, and
I'm excited to hear what you think after you put our lowering springs on there, sway bars, things like that, to really make this thing hug the road even more.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
You guys get much snow up there?
Really, no. Really. We don't get a whole lot. It may snow one day. That's about it.
I was going to say the all-wheel drive come in handy there if you needed it.
For sure.
Now it's just all traction off the line.
It definitely puts it down.
So, how long do you intend on keeping the Fusion? Is there anything else in your future?
So I really want a Mustang. For sure. I'll probably keep the Fusion and just get a Mustang. That way, you know, eventually this can be my daily driver. Mustang can be my weekend getaway.
A race car?
Yeah, a race car.
So basically what you're saying is you're going to have a race Fusion and a race Mustang.
There we go. Yeah.
Perfect.
Look at it that way.
The ultimate garage.
Yeah.
So we can go down a little bit farther,
okay.
And then kind of make a U-turn. Hopefully you can get on it a little bit. Does sound good.
It does.
I was excited for you, especially when it comes to taking off that factory exhaust. How it has kind of the tip inside of a tip sort of thing, where these are like dual wall tips. So they kind of look the part too.
Yeah, they do.
Not oversized, not too obnoxious.
Nope.
Not the burnt colors you see on all those imports.
Oh, definitely not those.
But the other cool thing is, you know, at the end of the day, this is a 6-cylinder. It's not a V8. It's also not a 4-cylinder, so it's sometimes tough to get a 6-cylinder to sound good. You know, I personally had a Mustang V6 back in the day, and 4.0, and that thing was tough to get that to sound good. But I think MRT nailed it with this. It doesn't sound ricey, you know. It
really doesn't. I was hoping that it wouldn't, and it doesn't at all. I'm really impressed with it. I really am.
Let's see what we got. All-wheel drive.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Again, you could very, very, very easily have a conversation in here.
Yes.
It's honestly not much louder than stock inside. You get a little bit, you know, it's back there. That about wraps things up for the in-car portion. Thanks so much, Colby, and we'll wrap it up outside. Well, that about wraps things up for this installation of the MRT version 2 axleback for the Fusion Sport. Colby, what'd you think?
Man, it's awesome. It sounds great. I really appreciate you guys having me down today.
Awesome. Well, we're happy to have you here. All in all, installation really wasn't that bad. Super high quality parts from MRT, T304 stainless steel. You know it's going to last the test of time. Installation really only took about 45 minutes for somebody who kind of knows what they're doing. Even some backyard mechanics, it really shouldn't take more than an hour. So with that said, go ahead and hit that like, subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you can get a notification next time a Steeda video drops. And don't forget the most important thing.
Speed matters.